Hello friends, in this video we'll talk about the recent changes which have occurred after the 47th GST Council meeting, specifically on the goods transport agency and the goods transport sector as a whole, right? Earlier, GTA used to have two options for paying of taxes. Either pay forward charge by charging GST at the rate of 12%, and they had ITC allowed in such an option, or the second option was they used to not charge taxes and the recipient used to pay under RCM at the rate of 5%. So any one of these two options was available. Now there's a third option which has been enabled, that is the GTA can now charge taxes at the rate of 5% without taking ITC. So this is an option which has now been enabled, that they can charge taxes at the rate of 5% but they cannot take ITC. Now earlier the GTA had a great deal of difficulty in fungibility by moving from one option to the other. By moving from 5% to 12% or 12% to 5%, there was a great deal of confusion with regard to this. Now what has been done here is the government has stated that GTA can now every year move from the option of 5% or 12% or any of these three options. They can move within any of these three options. They need to exercise this option before 15th March of the preceding financial year. For instance, for 23-24, he needs to exercise the option by 15th March 23. What about 22-23? For 22-23, this option needs to be exercised by 16th August 2022. So the option needs to be exercised by 16th August 22. Mind you, for the period 18th July to 16th August, if the GTA is paying at 12% with ITC, they can continue doing so, there is no issue. But before 16th August, they need to exercise this option. And this option will be exercised by making a declaration in Annexure 5, which is part of the notification, wherein they have stated that this is the format in which the declaration is to be given, right? So within that format itself, the declaration is to be given. Mind you, if the GTA wishes to pay taxes under forward charge, they need to declare something on the tax invoice. They have to state that they have taken registration. They have to state, I have taken registration under CGST Act and have exercised the option to pay taxes on the services of GTA supplied by us during financial year under forward charge. This needs to be declared on the tax invoice issued by the GTA. Next, support services in relation to transport. Support services in relation to transport is entirely in a different HSN code as compared to GTA services. So if there are any services which are maybe loading, unloading, which are completely distinct and not part of GTA services, any support services which are provided in relation to transport, that would be considered separately from GTA services and it would exclude GTA services from its ambit. Next, renting of goods carriage. Where renting of goods carriage occur, where cost of fuel is included within consideration, right? So if the cost of fuel is included within the consideration, I am renting out my carriage. If I am renting it out wherein the cost of fuel I am charging from the recipient, whatever I am charging as consideration, the fuel cost is included within that. In that case, the rate of GST would be 12%. Where it is on time basis, it is not based on fuel, it is based on time. Maybe I am providing my carriage on hire for 3 days, 4 days, where it is on based of time, the rate of GST would be 18%. Mind you, where GTA is providing goods, means of transport on hire to another GTA, that is still exempt under GST, right? Next, transport of goods and passengers by ropeway. Earlier was taxable at 18%, now it would be taxable at 5%. The condition is that the ITC on goods should not have been taken, right? Mind you, exemption has been withdrawn on a couple of entries in the GTA sector, which was there right from the service tax days, wherein if the transport was occurring in a single carriage and the value which is being charged for this transportation charges was less than 1500 rupees, then it was treated as exempt. Where the consideration charged for transportation for a single consignee, earlier clause B used to talk about single carriage, Clause C used to talk about single consignee, and the single consignee value was 750 rupees. In that case also it was exempt. Both these exemptions have now been withdrawn. Now it's basically a person taking services from a GTA who has exercised the option to pay taxes under RCM needs to pay taxes under RCM irrespective of the fact whether the value is 1500 or 750. GTA, if it is providing services on forward charge, irrespective of the value, they should be charging taxes. With this, we come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for giving me a very patient hearing.